Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Got a little bit of Azur laying on tap today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so the event is going on, of course. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about where I'm at and a little bit about what I've been finding out about the event. Okay, so it's Khorovod of Dawn's Rime is, of course, what it's called. Now, the story was excellent. I myself have managed to progress all the way to the actual hard mode levels. A and B are considered normal, as you can see. And then to go to hard mode is C. So I'm in C right now. And of course, I do C through D1, D2, D3. So I've been running those events right now. But I think I got most of the story from, you get most of the story from within the actual normal campaign portions of that. It's pretty good story. They got into the sanctum, explored around, had a little bit of an encounter, we got a little bit of information. I was hoping we get a tad bit more information as to exactly about the past, but we did get some names and some idea of what is going on in terms of, I guess from the at one point they made out was that the war that you see from within this thing was involving a much larger fleet. So apparently it was a pretty big battle that was going on. So we'll get some more of that, of course, as time goes on in other events. But this was a really good event. So where am I at in terms of, I've decided to go ahead and complete the chat frame mission, even though I really don't need the chat frame. But I'm going to go ahead and complete the event just because I like the ship, so I'm working on that right now. I do actually have, so far I have managed to obtain and fully limit break Skovitzai, Belarusia. Grimyaski and Murmansk is ready to be limit broke as well. I will of course hold off on her to wait and see if I get a copy of her inside of the build before I do limit break. But all the others, I got a copy of Grimyaski and I got another copy of her as well. So Strimlet, she's something different. So, but I do have, I did get Gromke. Boop, boop, boop. Gromke is currently running the 18,000 commission at this moment to get some experience points for her. But Gromke was inside of the vet right here. He had to get 10,000. So once you got 10,000, you get a copy right here. And then you get another copy at 20, another copy at 40, and then another copy at 60. But you can use bullens. You can use the purple bullens. You don't need to get copies of her if you don't want to. But I'm going to run into the levels. So somebody asked me how I do the particular events. Well, this event I'm running two tandem fleets when I take them in. Okay, my primary fleet will either be this fleet right here, which is my Sakura main fleet, or it will be my Ironblood fleet, as those are my two toughest fleets, especially this one. So this is I take one of these in, and then I take this fleet in. This fleet right here has got the 4 ships that you need to complete the mission requirements for in Saratoga, Aurora, Sheffield, and Hornet. So I use this fleet as the second fleet. Knock out all the other ships and all the other sorties with my main Sakura or Ironblood fleet. Then finish the boss off with this particular fleet right here. Now, of course, in A and B, that was not an issue simply because of the fact that it was just normal mode, and this is not a powerful fleet, but it's not a weak fleet. Probably by the time I get to D, I'll probably have to, if I have any of the missions left, you only need to do 10, so I might be finished by the time I get to D2 or D3. Then I can just take out, put just the ship that's required for that particular level in there to do it in that case. No big deal. But yes, I'm just lazy. I don't like flipping sheets around. I just like to choose the fleet and just stick it in there. So that's what I'm doing. Plus, I get level for all 3 of these ships so that they will be leveled up. So it just works out a little bit better this way to do that. But of course, make sure that when you take them into the fleet, they have to participate in the boss and they can't die. If they don't do the boss or they die, then it won't register in the mission. And you still have to go. So as you can see, I've completed several of the missions. I've already fully limit broke Soviet Sky Battles, and I've fully limit broke Grimskaya, so I just need to limit break Khorovod, Talon, Murmansk, and Gromki. I've got Murmansk. She's ready, so I'll be able to complete her anytime. I just need to put some bullets on her, but I'll wait till a little bit further into the event before I do that, simply because of the fact that I don't want to waste bullets if I don't have to. If I get another copy of Murmansk, I can just use that. I got another copy of Soviet Belarus and 2 copies of Grimskaya. That's why they're maxed out. It's because I already got pretty much got the stuff to do it. And of course that. So the only ship I don't have is Khorovod. You can get Talon inside the shop for 8,000 Arcanic cubes, but you know I'm waiting. I will of course wait until the 12th. The event ends on the 11th, but the shop stays open until the 18th. So you don't have to, you know, wait until the event ends. Those missions won't disappear until the 18th either. So they're going to give you extra time to do to get them up to 70, so you can limit break them. So the event, the build event will disappear on the 11th. So you know, 11th will be the last day. So on the 12th, if I don't have her, then I will of course purchase her from in here, and then I'll start working on her to get her limit broke. And you know, so you have until the 18th to do this. And these mission events right here will stay up until the 18th. Okay, but you got to make sure you complete these on the 11th, because the mission, the event sorties will end, you know, on the 11th as well. That's their last day, and you won't be able to run the levels anymore. So if you haven't completed these by the 11th, you're not going to. Now you want to try to complete these if at all possible, simply because these are buffer. Okay, you'll get enough to get the you get the 3,000 points that you need just by fully limit breaking all the event ships. Problem is, it's build only for some of the ships. If like for instance, I don't have Khorovod. If I don't, she's the only ship I'm missing right now because I can get Talon in the shop. But if I don't get Khorovod, I can't fully limit break Khorovod, which means I can't get these 600 points. Well, this is a buffer. By doing these, if you miss a ship, you can make up the points right here. Okay, so that's why they have those in there. So it's best to do them simply because of the fact that if you're going for the chat screen and you don't get all the ships, then you got the excess points right here. But you have to do this by the 11th, because at the 11th, the sorties won't appear anymore, and you have to run these. They have to be fully limit break, and you have to run them on certain levels. Okay, so make sure that you do focus on that. If you're going for the chat frame, I seriously suggest that you do this. You don't have to do what I'm doing and put all of the ships that you're limit break into one fleet. I'm just doing that because they're strong enough, and I'm lazy, that I can get by with it on A's, B's, and probably in the C's as well too, without having to worry about them die. But all you need to do is put that ship in there. So if you're at a low level, just put a bunch of ships that you got in there, like a 120s, and then just stick one of the ships in there that you need for that particular level, because there are assigned levels. Like for Sheffield, you have to use it on A2 or C2. Okay. Okay, and Hornet is A3, C3, Saratoga is B2, D2, and Aurora is B3, D3. So you have to use it within those 2 levels per ship. So make sure you stick the right ship in there. Unfortunately, if they die, it doesn't count. Okay, it says right here, clear A3 or C3 10 times with Hornet at max limit break in your fleet, and Hornet must not sink. So Hornet must not die. Now, if you've got it fully limit broke, she's going to be at 70. So chances are you'll be able to get by with it. Unfortunately, Aurora and Sheffield are frontliners. They are vanguard ships, so you want to make sure that you put them, tanking them up as much as you can. Maybe stick a bulkhead on there or something like that. Maybe stick a healing, a healing kit on them or something, just to help them out if they're pretty low level. Or just focus on B3. I'm sure you can get by with B3. And this one's A2 with Sheffield, so I'm sure you can get by if they're at 70 without having them die within A2 or B3. So I think you can get by on those two, since none of them are the hard rank. Now so you've got two low levels or higher levels that you complete it in, and that's how. So that's what I do. I've been running that fleet on a daily basis. I do I clear one tab, like I cleared C1 this morning and throughout the day. Now I'm going to go back through and I'm going to run each one of these one time. that's why I had to take a little break, sort of relax yesterday because I was down to like 3,000 oil, and I wanted to have enough oil for the next day, so I had to cut my thing short. But I'm going to run each one of these, all 6 of these A3s and the Bs, to get the +3 for the cubes. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on right now for this evening, and that's what I do on a daily basis. And then tomorrow I will jump in and I will clear C2 throughout the day, and then in the evening I will run C1 and go back and run A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, and get the actual plus, times 3 for the cubes. And it's a good way to level up the ships. I can use that lower level fleet on the A's and some of the B's, and just get experience for the ships and get them buffed up. I'm not going to use them. Might use Aurora. Aurora is a Northern Fleet ship, so she might find her way into my fleet. I decided to go ahead and complete this event simply because I had the mats for it. And because of the fact that I really like what the devs did. I think they're going to try to make the Northern Parliament an active fleet. Okay, I think they're really going to. They really made a good start with the actual ships that they got in this event. 3 SR ships. All of them have a fairly decent skill set, and they have some synergy. We are, of course, waiting for the flagship, which is Soviet Sky Soyuz, and I'm really hoping they do have a UR ship build for her, as they did with Shinano. That would be really, really good. But we do need Soviet Sky Soyuz to actually complete the fleet, because you always want to have a flagship to get the buffs, just like you get with Nagatos and your Queen Elizabeths and Bismarcks. Those ships are flagships. They offer buffs to the entire fleet. So we want to have the same thing for Soviet Sky Soyuz. And we know she's the flagship, because when the event started, they said that she had been called to Moscow to talk to the parliament. So that obviously indicates that she is the flagship and recognized as flagship. So hopefully we'll have a UR build for her, which would be really nice, and then we can go from there. But yeah, so that's what we're hoping for. So I decided to go ahead and complete the event. I really don't use chat, so I don't use the chat screen. So as you can see, it's off. But I decided to go ahead and do the event just to complete the ships because I like it, and it would be something nice to do. So that's why I am doing it. All right, so the event's still going on to the 11th. I've answered all the questions. Questions were pretty simple, can't use gems to get ship experience. The number of daily missions is unlimited that you can carry out. When your shell explodes into water beside, it's called a near miss. The VT fuse is also called a proximity fuse. Which of the following is not factored into airspace control? That is, of course, the ASW aircraft. And this one here, of course, I missed intentionally. It's actually a mechanical spring, but I missed intentionally to see how long it would be before I could re-answer the question, and it was 5 minutes. So no big deal in that terms, all right? So this event has ended. I can continue answering questions, but I don't think I'm going to get any more rewards. Okay, I think for the first 7 days. They did give me some nice rewards. I actually got the blueprints that can be used for FDG. So the general blueprints. So that was pretty nice. I got 2 of them when I answered the question today, along with, I think it was some gold. Can't remember, but I was just really focused on the blueprints. But yeah, so that was what I got on today's presents. And every day you got a reward. Some pretty good rewards, blueprints and whatnot. So it was a good reward, but well, interesting to see tomorrow if I do actually get anything else, because apparently it seems to indicate that after the 7th day, you won't get any more rewards, but you can, I guess, continue to answer. It says you will earn rewards for the first 7 correct answers you give. Okay, but it doesn't say anything after that, so I would take that to mean I'm not going to. But I'll answer a question tomorrow and see what happens. I'm going to answer them all, of course, so just to have fun, because it's nice answering the question. But yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's where we're at. So that's the way I handle it. I do run each level, each day to get the +3 or the ×3 and rewards. Simply because that's one of the quickest way to build up your rewards. After you run the level the first time, it's no longer ×3. You have to wait until the next day. It then becomes ×3 again. So I'll just plummet through and run the 6 A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3 again today. Level up the ships that are part of the event, and this will, of course, continue on the mission. because I have to complete 10 events with those 10 sorties with those ships. And remember that they can't die. So yeah, so guys, that's how I do it. You know, I think it's a pretty efficient way to get it done. It's the quickest way to get the ships. I'm trying to limit up ships. You know, I'm probably not going to use Hornet or Sheffield anymore. Probably end up using Aurora because Aurora is a northern fleet ship, so I might put her in my fleet. But I really do like what they did with these ships. I just love the design. I love the fact that they seem to be trying. They're giving us an indication that they're going to try to make this a viable fleet. You know, like for instance, the Dragon Emperor ships, for instance, China, no indication whatsoever that they're going to make that a viable fleet simply because of the fact that there's no good ships in it. Horrible ships. Okay, so it's obviously just going to be used as a set piece in some type of events and stuff. But yeah, you could not have a viable fleet for 12 and 13 based on Dragon Emperor ships. But they seem to give us the hint with the skill sets, 3 SR ships, good skill sets, survivability. They're definitely hinting that once Sovietskaya Soyuz come out, that we might be able to put together a fleet. We'll have to see. It's going to be a little bit tricky based on the types of ships that we're seeing, primarily because we are lacking what is considered, you know, the meta, and that is an aircraft carrier. So, you know, I have not seen Sovietskaya, but I don't get the feeling that she's an aircraft carrier. So this is going to be another sort of Iron Blood setup that you might have to pull a carrier from someone else in. Maybe, you know, for a unicorn for some healing. Maybe just stick in Shinano for firepower. You know, basic stuff that might have to be done to give you a carrier set for the thing, because as you know, carriers do a lot of damage. It seems to be the main meta for damage, especially in PvP. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so that's how I do it, all right? So if you got any questions, you can hit me up in the comment section, all right? So again, this is Kenrir, signing out.